Marble had the difficult task of bringing Blade & Soul to mobile devices with Blade & Soul Revolution. While the new iteration meets the basic auto MMORPG needs, the PC version still stands out as a better experience. A larger conversation needs to be had about the major PC or console titles successfully making mobile versions, since there are only a few that accomplish this. Regardless, this mobile port doesn't drop out of the fight too quickly. Blade & Soul Revolution's main campaign is practically identical to the mobile version, so if you haven't played the original all the way to the end game, now's your chance. The story revolves around your player character, a student at Hong Moon School learning and mastering martial arts. One day an evil group decides to attack and massacre your entire class, including your master. Out for revenge, you set out into the world, but not without completing a ton of quests from random NPCs along the way. I know many players want to quickly grind out the main story to grab all the best equipment they can to get to the world boss in PvP. However, you may miss out on some decent world building. If you decide to go the non-auto route, you'll be pretty happy to know navigating is a lot easier in Blade & Soul Revolution compared to other MMORPGs thanks to an apparent invisible arrow under your character's feet to show where your next quest or side quest is. Trying both auto and non-auto options during my time playing felt disjointed. While I put my phone down for 15 minutes with the autoplay on, I came back to find what essentially felt like 500 notifications of new items, skill ups, etc. This would normally be exciting, but the UI was just so cluttered. It became difficult to navigate the screen, which seemed to always have something new in the way. Crazy menus aside, the game looks great. I'll even say it looks better on mobile. Given that the game released in 2012, things can look a little choppy on the PC version. Combat is standard fare when it comes to these action MMORPGs. You can use basic attacks and various skills available to your created character. The chosen skills can combine into new ones to continue your combos on opponents. However, battles can feel like a handout due to low difficulty. There isn't any strategy for a majority of the fights aside from the occasional boss. In those cases, you will need to dodge roll and pick up optimal skills that require a lot of damage or crowd control, depending on the situation you're in. You could try to auto-fight bosses, but I found the AI can't always be trusted. There are some random quick-time events, which I'm not entirely sure how to make happen, that create additional damage or crowd control opportunities. I like that I'm allowed to move around my opponent while performing basic attacks instead of being locked into one position. I'm still able to do damage while maintaining a safe distance. Aside from your main quest, some PvP and PvE options feel more involved than other games in the genre. When the original Blade & Soul was first released, everyone was very hyped about the PvP. It was skill oriented, and that remains in the mobile version. As soon as I enter my first match against another player, I noticed how decked out his gear was. He almost looked like a dungeon boss from Dark Souls. He quickly chunked my health from 100% to 60% in only a few attacks. I'm not sure how matchmaking works, but if I'm allowed to enter at level 25, the system should have done a better job to find me an opponent around the same power as me. I don't know if the player just bought a bunch of stuff from the beginning with real money, or is just powered through to the end game in a matter of a few days. Either way, I shouldn't have been paired with someone who was barely tickled by my attacks. Blade & Soul Revolution features some pretty fun dungeon raids and clan-focused battles, which can become pretty hectic. The only issue I had was finding an active clan who was willing to participate in the event, or anyone who would let me join their party for various PvE options. So if you can, invite a couple of your friends to play with you and start your own clan. While the main story can be played without a strategy, you're going to have to really think about your next move in all the PvP and PvE modes. If you decide to go the free-to-play route, don't expect to dominate any leaderboards. Drops for better equipment are insanely rare. Standard gear pales in comparison to what you can buy right off the bat out of your wallet. Blade & Soul Revolution isn't here to replace Blade & Soul on PC. The mobile offerings are commendable, but provide very little above what you'd expect to find in an auto-battle MMORPG. The PvP and PvE options are there for players willing to go a few more rounds, but it borders on pay to win. While playing Blade & Soul on the go is fun, it sadly isn't revolutionary. Noisy Pixel is giving Blade & Soul Revolution a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please read the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.